okay, with the, what you call it there,
The snowplow.
The snowplow. And he came in front of me.
And made the way.
He made the way, not only at that point, but to my house.
Right,
I followed him. I was right behind him. And when I got home and I walked into the house, I didn't sleep all night thinking of this. And when I got in front of my door, the plow disappeared. It wasn't there any longer.
Wow.
And I told my husband, he said, how come you look happy? You drove in the snow. You all right? I said, I have to share what beautiful thing happened to me. I said, the highway department truck came out of nowhere with this plow, and he turned onto 231 and stayed all the way down up to the door. He said, where is he now? I said, I don't know. He just wasn't there any longer, but I'm home, safe.
You see, some people out there, they might sit back and say, well, what kind of miracles that God cares about little things, not just our big catastrophes, but he has every hair on our head numbered. I remember I was working in Grumman, and there was a young girl that worked over there, and she moved to California, and she was doing crafts. And for some reason, McDonald's was allowing her to sell her crafts outside their McDonald's over there in California. And this one day, she called the cab to have them bring her to work, and she was going to go, and something happened to the cab. It broke down. And she's going, oh, I got to get there. You know, I got to set up my table. She was so concerned. But when they sent another cab to go get her, she was quite a bit late, over an hour late. When she got to McDonald's, the police were everywhere. A man came into that McDonald's and shot at least 9 people. She would have been the first.
Yes.
She was right at the door. This guy killed somebody right at the front door as he walked into the McDonald's. She would have been there if she was on time.
Oh my
so
God.
even little things we might not understand.
Yes.
Why are we stuck in traffic? Well, maybe if you weren't stuck in traffic, you would be in an accident.
In an accident, yes.
That's right.
That has happened to me too. I've been late, which I'm never. I try to be prompt, and then I hear about an accident that occurred that half hour before or whatever.
That's right.
God cares. He protects us. He protects his own. I've had very big miracles. Another one was my son.
All right.
Was a snowy night, was in month of March, and he was leaving to, you know, pal out with his friends, and he slipped on the ice, and he set on his leg. And the ankle was broken, which we were not aware of at that moment.
Okay.
And I did what I thought, you know, to do for him. I made him go to bed, and the ankle was swelling by the minute. It was so tremendous that by the next day I knew he needed a doctor. And so my girlfriend, who had known the Lord for years before me, had stayed with me all night, and we prayed. And so she took him, her and I took him to the hospital. And they called in a bone man. What are they called? Whatever they called. At any rate, this bone man was supposed to be the top man of the hospital. And he took x-rays, and he showed me the x-ray. He said, this is a thing that I have never seen before. The break is so bad. It's jagged.
Wow.
And there's just a hairline holding up his ankle to the rest of the bone. And he said, for today, what I'll do is put a long leg cast on him. And I want to see him next week. And for about a month, I'll monitor this and study of what we have to do with this ankle. And so I took him home. He couldn't go up and down the steps. I had a day bed downstairs, and that's where he slept. And what had happened was I had to call the school. He was 17 years old. The school said they would send a tutor because he'd be out for the rest of the term. He was in the graduating class. By the time I took him back to the doctor, he said, okay, I'm going to allow another couple of weeks, and he will be hospitalized, and this will be the procedure. I will remove the cast, perform the surgery. 3 pins at least will have to be placed there, because there is no way that this ankle will ever heal the way it ought to.
Okay.
One leg will be shorter than the other. Arthritis will set in. He will be in the hospital approximately